Alright, so we just got a brand new look at the Devil May Cry anime. They released the opening credits for the show and it looks so good, man. I'm so excited. In this video, I'm going to be going over the details and Easter eggs you might have missed while watching this. So let's get into it because it's so good. So literally the very first frame is a lot of the swords from the games. I'm sure that when you've seen this, you've recognized a lot of them. But let's quickly go from left to right with all of them. So we have Agni, Red Queen, Merciless, Vendetta, Rebellion, Force Edge, Claremore, Alastair and Rudra. And I'm sure that you recognize most of those. And then we also get a quick flash where we see the Yamato. Then we see Dante unleashing something similar enough to a Devil Trigger. We saw him do this in one of the previous trailers. Then a few seconds later, we get a look at this guy. And when I first saw this, I thought that this was Nilo Angelo. But having a better look at him now, this is definitely Cavalier Angelo. So that's exciting. Looks like he's gonna be in this. Then again, just a tad bit later, we get a shot of the city. And I mean, it is clearly being invaded by demons of some sorts. But if you zoom in a little bit, you can see a billboard that has the White Rabbit on it. And it says warning, so this is like definitely the White Rabbit's doing. And this shot here is really interesting because obviously we can see Dante stuffing himself with Chinese and pizza. But what's interesting is that Ebony and Ivory are here. And this is interesting because in all of the promo material for the show so far, Dante has not used Ebony and Ivory once. So I think now we can rest assured that Dante is going to use Ebony and Ivory in this show. Then we have a shot of Dante standing in the background looking very similar to his DMC3 attire. And then we have a clip of Dante doing some fighting, which looks exactly like the clip we got from the first ever teaser for the show. Then we see some strawberry sundaes, obviously reference to the old anime. We see a bullets engraved with jackpot on them, and of course Dante enjoying a pizza. Then we get this insanely hard shot of Dante clearly jumping into battle, and I'm trying to figure out where he might be, possibly in the underworld, maybe in a cave of some sorts. Help me out here. Then we finally see some lady. On the right, she's standing on top of some vehicle, while on the left, we finally see her in motion for the first time. She seems to be running and flipping at some demons, and she also seems to have some armor padding on her shoulders, which is interesting. Then I can only assume this is some of her equipment, a lot of scanners, bullets and stuff. Definitely haven't seen her use scanners in games, so this is going to be interesting. Then we get a split second flash of this logo, and I could not tell you for hell what this is meant to be. It says Darkcom there on the bottom, so I have no idea. This might be like the military lady is working for, I'm not sure. Definitely a menacing logo though. And there's this guy.
What the hell is this?
And I cannot for the love of God figure out who he's meant to be. At first I thought it might be Arkham, but then I came to my senses that looks nothing like him. Unless they like also militarize him, I don't know. This might just be an original character for the show. Or like plot twist, it's Bob Barbas or something, I don't know. But anyway, it looks like he's being attacked by some demon too. Then we have this shot with a bunch of logos that might be worth remembering when the show comes out, I'm not sure. Then we get Moondus. I was so surprised when I saw him in this trailer. It was so good. And I'm really happy that he's in here. He looks menacing as hell. Now this is a familiar logo we've seen in the games. If you don't remember or are not sure what this is the logo of the Order of the Sword from Devil May Cry 4. So it looks like they might be making an appearance in the show too. This show is going to be so packed with references and characters and Easter eggs, by the way. It's gonna be so much fun to watch. Then we have what seems like the White Rabbit riding some giant demon into battle. Imagine if that's like Tateo Basu from Devil May Cry 2 or Gigapete from 3. It actually might also be a kid now. We've seen that she's in the show already. There's also a shot of her a bit later here. So that might just be a kid now. Then we see a shot of this, which I believe is the two amulets that Dante and Virgil have combining into one. You can also see that in the middle of the amulets there's the city and then the demon world on them. Then we have this guy, and I am positive that this is meant to be Nilo Angelo, and that's so cool that he's gonna be in this too. And now here's a bit of speculation. Moondus is in this, Nilo is in this, Virgil gotta be in this so he can become Nilo. You know what I mean? Virgil's gonna be in this. Yamato at the beginning too. There's no way he is. Then this is funny. We get a shot of a guy who looks like Crewcut, the soldier at the beginning of Devil May Cry 5. Just getting sliced in half by the White Rabbit. It's so funny. And speaking of the rabbit, we get a shot of all the different enemies, or not all of them, but you know what I mean, of the different enemies Dante is going to be fighting in the show. We see Cavalier Angelo again, Echidna, maybe Agni or Rudra in the background there, I can't really tell. And you can also see the plasma there in the background. Then we see this guy again, who I believe is the same guy from earlier in the trailer, and we see a bit of his crew here too. Guy hired freaking Master Chief to stop Dante. Then we get a pretty raw shot of Cavalier Angelo again, and the sword he's holding looks very similar to Devil's Sword Sparta, don't you think? And here you can see a shot of Dante about to slice up a bunch of demons. Some of them you can recognize from the game, such as the Hell Pride in the front there, and that one on the left might be a Hell Greed. It looks like it's holding a big tomb. Then you can see that he actually slashes through one, which is pretty sick. And then again, you can see a couple of the silhouettes of the enemies, probably some you can recognize from the games. Like that guy over there might be a Hell Wrath with the big bulge, and Dante Helmbreakers them all. After a shot of ladies shooting at stuff, we get a bunch of enemies, and this guy I want to bring your attention to, because it might just be me, but he looks awfully similar to Arius from Devil May Cry 2.
I was going to be the king of this world!
I'm just saying, if that is Arius, then he has to say that line and deliver it exactly like that, or else I will be immensely disappointed. Then we see Dante use a move that's pretty similar to Stinger. We see Lady rocking a grappling hook, Dante doing the Adam Warlock dive into a punch. Then we get a shot of Dante jumping away from an explosion, which is a pretty similar shot that we've seen in one of the older trailers. And then the last shot of the trailer is this sick shot of Dante right about to square off against a bunch of demons. It looks so good, and it just gets me hyped. But okay, that's all I've managed to find in this trailer. If you found something that I didn't, please do let me know in the comments. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, of course, leave a like and subscribe, and I will see you in the next one. Adios.